Enshrouded is absolutely killing me. I've been squeezing every single waking moment that I have to build a base in this game. I completely forgot what the main story is. I have no idea. All I know is that I need to finish building Castle Caffeinated. That's a terrible name, but here's how I lost about 15 hours of my life creating my perfect base in Enshrouded. So I picked up Enshrouded with the intent to see a survival crafting game, to get my feet wet almost as it were, leading up to Dune Awakening. Now the problem is that I have never played a survival crafting game, and Enshrouded with its recent release seemed like a good place to start. Very almost like Breath of the Wild-y with some fast-paced combat. Okay, looks good. I think this could be quite fun. It seemed to have an intricate build pathing as far as your character's capabilities. There's certain survival aspects layered into it, and not to mention crafting. Okay, let's give it a shot. You have my interest. I had a pretty good time initially, even documenting my new player experience in a video that got absolutely no views. I decided to play it a bit more, and I came across this quest to build another flame altar. The flame altars are basically your main town hub, your teleport center, what have you. But where should I build it? Well, I figure I need to get to a place somewhere up north as this map is massive, so I find this cliff. This lonely mountaintop that has barely any area for you to actually build on. Yup, that's it. I'm going to build there. That's my base.
Am I a joke to you?
Only problem is I can't get there. I have to dig my way up this mountain. So I spend approximately 30 minutes literally just chipping away at this stupid rock face to get to the top. I have to teleport back like every 5 minutes because I keep nearly breaking my pickaxe, and then I have to fly back and go back to chopping. After regretting literally every decision that I've made, I've gotten to the top of this mountain and I placed my altar. Okay, now I can finally move on. And then it happened. If I build a flame altar, which is my home, I should at least put a roof over my head, right? That would make sense. And if I put a roof over my head, I should at least build a bed. Okay, and if I build a bed, of course, then I should probably have a fireplace. One thing after another, all the while the main quest is just begging me to progress further into the game. No, I must build. This is literally becoming a if you give a mouse a cookie type vibes. Like, guys, this is ridiculous. I spend the next 5 hours building the framework of my master tower. I say, if I can build straight up, why not build as high as I can go? There's a Snoop Dogg reference in here somewhere, but I just mean to say that I keep going. I find out that you can actually hit a limit. There's literally a top to my tower. I can't go any higher than that. The flame must be stronger. So of course I make this flame stronger so I can build a taller tower. I'm not compensating for anything. It needs to beckon to the wilds that the grandest of the Flameborn lives here. I'm the Flameborn, by the way. I've completely given up on saving the world. I need this tower to be massive beacon to my fantasy dream. I even prune all my crafters and supplies from my first base to make this my main home. I need multiple levels, many different add-ins. The foundation of the tower needs to literally be embedded into the stone. There is so much work to do. The trusty blacksmith, who has been my faithful companion since basically day one, yeah, I stuff him under the tower in a steel cage with his furnaces. I really hope this place is structurally sound. I take the farmer and I leave her outside in the cold. She's a farmer, so she can deal with it. You know, they're outdoorsy types. Slowly but surely, it is coming together. Even so much so that I build a giant roof on top with my cozy shack of a bed that looks like I still eat Lucky Charms for breakfast and think Stone Cold Steve Austin is the coolest person in the world. But this is still not enough. I meticulously comb through each and every single block and tier in this castle to make sure that it is aesthetically perfect, that it makes sense. I farm countless trees and stones for their sweet, sweet resin and stones to build more blocks. You can't get resin out of a stone. The upgraded flame altar allows me to expand literally in every direction. I add some features to my cozy shack at the top, like a table, you know, even put in some dishes, maybe even a few books to make it look like I'm educated despite my 2 brain cells that are all saying, big castle mean me, big king. No chairs, of course, because there is no rest. The tower must be built. It goes on, and then I have a moment and I say, wait a second. If I progress the story a little bit, then I should be able to get fancier materials to make this look so much better. I do one quest and some exploring and I realize, nah, this is boring. And it's straying away from the directive. The castle must be built. Torches galore, a descending side stone staircase that leads to a plateau for my hunter and my farmer. I felt bad about leaving her out in the cold. The castle is coming together perfectly. I begin setting out the foundation using the blocks as a jumping pad to get to the different correct angles that I need from every single direction. This continues on for a few more hours and then it is complete. Look at this beauty. Look at this majestic beauty. The perfect tower overlooking the Mistberry catacombs and the few enshrouded areas. I dubbed the tower Shroud Watch. I had to change the name because Castle Caffeinated kind of sounds like something that a knockoff barista with a failed art degree would say, but seriously, why is the building in this game so damn good? So the irony of this game is that it made a smaller element that is meant to be just a part of the gameplay, not the main focus, too good. Seriously, the building in this game, which is supposed to be the minor feature compared to the overarching narrative, has completely taken hold of me as my main focus. I began planning and digging for this castle for so long that I've completely forgotten what the main story was even really about. Now, this is of course somewhat my perspective, but I will say that the combat is fun, of course. The exploration is top-notch. I found myself more and more scouting new places, but it wasn't necessarily to scout for, resources or other, rare things. It was because I was looking for cooler places to build more bases. I had a thought for a cliffside base. I have a thought for an underground bunker base. Like, the rest of the game has taken such a back seat to the base building here in Enshrouded. And I like to think that the development team kind of knew that this was coming. They kind of knew that the building bit was going to be great because they spent so much time putting into the features of the little knickknacks and decorations. But in my mind, I don't think that the game was quite ready for how great the building aspect was going to be. I mean, I've seen tons of great build videos out in Enshrouded, everything from like little hobbit houses to full-blown mansions. I mean, the creative limits with the building is absolutely absurd. And then of course you're putting it into an Unreal Engine, so the graphics are going to look great, just absolutely fantastic. These inspired me to just really want to build and create more. The whole situation, funny enough, kind of reminds me of like Fortnite. No, not the cringe one where Wolverine can execute John Cena with a double-barrel shotgun. No, the original Fortnite, Save the World, which was a co-op 4-person PvE game that was focused on like fighting monsters and creatures. But they also released a battle royale version of the game, and it became so well liked that it absolutely exploded. Boom. Now there are kids out there who don't know who Master Chief is, but wonder why people say that he's so tough. Literally anyone from the early 2000s is about ready to throw hands with him.
How dare you!
Regardless, Enshrouded's base building is, in my opinion, the game's best feature. And I know that this game is still somewhat in early access and there's still a lot that has to be pruned with it. I really hope that the Enshrouded team does not miss the opportunity of what they've created, of what systems they have implemented for the building aspect. I mean, it kind of reminds me of a high definition version of Minecraft without all the mods and the excessive sound effects. Now, I went ahead and built this beautiful tower, eating up about 15 hours of my life, and I don't regret a single moment. I have even more ideas, even more build structures that I want to put into the game, and I just can't wait to be able to get to them. And I think that's something that is rare nowadays, where a game is so addicting that I'm already planning ahead. You know, building your own base and adding your own personal effects, I think is absolutely perfect. And I think that's something that I really hope the Enshrouded team pays attention to. If you want to see the entire build video, sped up of course because it's 10 hours long, you can click this video here, which will show you every step that I took along the way. You can find that link here. Otherwise, stay caffeinated, folks.